Welcome to HomeyTalks. I'm Christy.
I'm Jennifer.
And it's time to talk about some houses, talk about some market. All right. So today we're going to talk about something that I end up talking about every day of my life, even though I don't want to.
Oh, come on, Christy. You know you love them.
That's the phenomenon that is HGTV and the lies they peddle. Just like crack dealers or something out there, just giving you that first rock, and it's not true. Yeah. Nothing they say is true. And shiplap, oh my God, I can't even take it. I don't even want to look at it. It makes me sick. It was pretty, and then they put it on everything. Yeah. And I just can't do it. No. I just can't. I mean, if someone wants to come in here and do my house, that's fine. I don't want to pay for it. Yeah. But I'll sell it.
Yeah, but I mean, you only have to show buyers 3 houses.
That's it.
That's it.
And then tell them to choose.
Yeah.
And they're all magically approved, even though they're like a cat sitter. And this is my husband. He paints watercolor murals.
Yeah.
For a nonprofit. We're looking at $400,000. Yeah. Of course you are.
Yeah, of course.
Let's go ahead. Let's get to it.
So mine catches, butterflies.
Oh, yeah. Professional butterfly catcher. Yeah. I pet cats on the weekends and make an extra $40,000.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, who does this crap?
Oh, and of course, it's, $400,000. And then, you get your reno budget on top of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and renovations are easy. You can get that done in a matter of 2 weeks.
Oh, of course.
Who are those little twin guys, too? Something's creepy about them. I do not understand the fascination with them, but they are creepy and they scare me. And I just don't understand it. And I like men, like I like, beautiful men, but they are eerie. Yeah. They are very eerie, but whatever. People like it, I guess. Yeah. But HGTV, and here's the thing. There's such a thing as a load-bearing wall, okay? Yes. There are lots of load-bearing walls. Walls are there for a purpose. And if I get one more buyer walking through a house telling me, we're just going to knock out this wall. We're just going to knock out this wall. Yeah. And I'm like, honey, go ahead. Roof's going to come down on top of you. And it doesn't cost $500. It's a lot more than that, you know? But I mean, we hear it all the time.
HGTV, our favorite 4-letter word.
Oh, my gosh. Just hear it. Just makes me go, And you know what? If they're listening right now, if HGTV is listening right now, I will make a deal with you. Oh, yeah. I mean, in a heartbeat. Please don't think I won't take your money. But you are the devil. You are the devil and you are
Please understand that HGTV has to edit everything down to fit into that 1 hour. Oh, so you're fitting 4 months, 5 months, 6 months worth of work into 1 hour. You as a consumer are not seeing what actually goes into buying, selling, renovating. It looks great in 1 hour. Mm-hmm. You get 4 or 5 months in, you're going to be tired.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that too. Tired. You buy a house and there's expectation. You know what I mean? You get an old house, it's an old house. Yep. There's plenty of people that are like, we can easily switch out the cabinets. We could easily switch out the counters. I mean, I've heard this. My niece was one of them. I was like, Lord, girl. I didn't realize that you were a carpenter. But no, it's not an easy thing. It's an expensive thing. You should budget. And, the renovation, I have no idea how they are funding these things. There's no idea. No rhyme or reason to it.
How are they getting the permitting that quick?
Oh, my gosh. I know.
How are they getting permitting that quick?
How hard is a permit?
I know.
And contractors, all of a sudden their schedules are completely clear.
Yeah, of course.
Contractors don't clear their schedules for nobody. No. Like, poor Justin, look at him. He's messed up with it right now. I mean, contractors, God bless them, they don't show up. No. You get a good contractor, you hold on to him like life. I hold on to my contract right now. We got a good one. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm right against me. Love that man. Contractor, husband.
Yes.
Kids, contractor. I need him. But it's so much, and I get so many times, an HGTV, they did this real easy. Why can't we do that? Why isn't there some kind of loan where we can do renovations? And I'm like, okay, what you're talking about is a 403K.
203K.
Yeah, 203K. See, I don't even talk about it. Hate it. But the 203K, what you have to understand is you're going to go into a house that is more than likely a foreclosure or an older home. You have to have a contractor that is 203K certified. That's not something that just falls off the bus, okay? I know of 2 of them. One of them that's really good. One of them that's kind of, you're an iffy. They have to come with us to the house. We got to make sure we don't get outbid for the house while we're going through all this processing and inserting the pages, the paperwork that goes along with it. And you can't just put in willy-nilly whatever you want. You can't be like, man, I've always wanted a dolphin fountain right here in the middle of the living room. They ain't doing that. They're not doing that. It has to be like renovations that make sense. A kitchen that makes sense. And you cannot go over value of the house. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to add $60,000 worth of renovations when the house won't even, it's a $100,000 house. Yeah. Everything is proportional. And those loans are just, there's not a lot of banks that even want to do them because there's so much hassle. Yeah. And then by the end of it, they may or may not actually go through. I've never had one that have actually gone through.
Yeah, I was talking to another agent today. Mm-hmm. He was talking about a 203K that was supposed to close today. Mm-hmm. It's been delayed at least a week because the contractor did not submit the proper paperwork to the lender for the 203K. Therefore, they will not fund the loan for the renovation to begin. They can't close on the property because the contractor did not submit the proper paperwork. So now buyer's sitting there, seller's sitting there, can't do anything.
Just sitting on their hands, just
waiting on a contractor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is not a do. Let's just do it. Let's go and pick out our Pinterest board and bring it. Yeah. I mean, it's just not. If you want to make improvements to your home, you can do it, but don't think it's going to be HGTV perfect.
No. Be reasonable.
Be reasonable. Understand that it's going to take time. Go with a contractor that you actually trust, someone that has been recommended to you. Phone book is probably not the place you want to go. You want to really research it. And if you're going to do improvements, I get people that call me all the time and they're like, well, Chrissy, will this add value to my house? Will that add value to my house? Yeah, you can do kitchens and bathrooms do add value, but you're not going to get the exact amount you put into it. Yeah. It's just not, because not every house is a flip. It's just not.
Well, and know that your taste is your taste. Mm-hmm. And your taste might not add value to the home for another person.
You're doing gold faucets and a blood red dining room. And
a retro renovation where you put vintage appliances in your home. But my home ain't going to sell. I know that.
But it's what you want.
But
if
it's what I love.
If you're going to do renovations, no, it's for your happiness. Don't do it because you're like, oh, I'm about to bank. No. Pools aren't going to add value to the house. No. And I'm saying that because I love pools. I want a pool. I'm all for getting a pool. I want to take my lily white bed out there and just roam around in a nice pool in my own backyard. Great.
I have a pool. You know how much maintenance cost comes with having a swimming pool?
Oh, man, that's right.
You know how many of my buyers say, absolutely, I do not want a house with a swimming pool because I don't want to pay for it. Mm-hmm. Or I have small children and I don't want that liability with my kids.
Mm-hmm. And your insurance goes up.
Yes.
But I mean, it's great. I would like to have one. But I definitely know if we go to sell this house, I'm not going to get back the $30K it's going to cost to put an average pool in.
Yeah.
But I mean, I fully intend to be buried at this house because I ain't married yet. I'm perfectly fine. I'm right out there. That tree right there, bury me.
Yes.
Fine. Done.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, that is not going to, you do an outdoor kitchen. People think outdoor kitchen. Yes, it may help you to sell, but no, you're not going to get all that money back. You put $25,000 in that. Don't just say, "Oh, price the house plus $25,000." It ain't gonna come back. It's not coming back. It's just not. You do it for your own private enjoyment. Those kind of things, people do say, "Oh, I like that," but they're not going to give it. It's not even going to come back on the appraiser. An appraiser isn't adding the exact amount you put into the house. Yeah. He's going, average of the whole neighborhood. He's doing factors. And if you want to talk to a realtor, which is a very good idea, you should talk to a realtor before you make those big changes in a house. even if you think you'll never leave, because you never know. I mean, I'm saying I want to die here, but anything could happen. We hit the lottery.
Get regular market analysis for your neighborhood. Yeah. Know what your house is worth. And you may want a $500,000 house, and you may have the ability to do that, but you don't want to put it in a $60,000 neighborhood.
You're not going to get it back. Yeah. It's just not going to happen. And that's why HGTV lies to you.
Yes.
They lie to you. They make you believe in, the holy grail of houses, and it just doesn't work. Yeah. And them little twins, they lie to you. The shiplap lies to you.
Well, even, flipping houses. So you want to flip a house. Great. Yeah. Awesome. Do you really know what goes into that?
That's a lot. It is a lot.
Really know. You got to have cash up front.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going to do it financing wise, it is way too hard. You've got to know that you are going to sit on that for a while. You're paying mortgage payments as you're paying restoration. That's a lot to do.
Yeah.
If you're just doing it on your own and you're going, boom, I think I'm just going to buy this house and sell it for $80,000 when I get done with it. That's not always the case either. You need to have a market analysis. You need to know what that house is going to sell renovated. And I'm talking about renovated to market standards, not renovated to your standards.
Yeah.
A man goes in there, and God bless him, man's standards as opposed to a woman's standards is different. And they'll be like, my husband, he'd go in any house and be like, all right, paint it all khaki and roll on out. That's how he is. I ain't even tell you the kind of arguments we've had over this house. That's why I live in a gray house, because that was pretty much our medium, But renovations are just very subjective, and you need to go, if you're going to do a renovation, if you're going to do a flip house, it needs to be what everyone likes, not just what you think is pretty. It needs to be what everybody likes, because you're trying to sell it to the first person with the highest amount of money.
But also remember, when you're selling, you got capital gains.
Oh, beautiful.
You got capital gains. You're not going to make all that money back. You got to pay Uncle Sam too.
Oh, yeah. The government's going to make their money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and here's the other thing. When you buy a house through foreclosure and you renovate, let's say it only takes you 30 days to renovate this house. If you want to sell it, you need to really wait the 90 days before you sell it, because a bank will not accept an appraisal with that high a market value change in 30 days.
Yep.
So you're looking at selling it conventional, which is very, very rare, or cash, and that's way, way, way even more rare. Your FHA is going to be your best bet, because that is the most common kind of loan. And in order to do an FHA loan, that house needs to be on the market for 90 days, hit that 90 day, and then get a contract. So, if you're going to do a renovation, you really need to think 90 to 100, 120 days, I'm going to keep on this house, and I'm going to put out not only the amount of the house, but the renovation. And if you factor in $60,000 for renovations, go ahead and put in an extra 20% on top of that. Yeah, because, that's when the unexpected happens. That's when you get the bats in the attic. Now, that's when you go underneath the house and you find the body, that you hurry up and you put in the trash bag and you throw it in the salvage yard, because you don't need none of that. But you just got to be really careful, because you can lose your shirt in a minute.
Yep. And even if you know you're going to flip it, home inspection. Home inspection. Well,
that gives you your map. Get a home inspection, so you got your map. You know how to move forward. Don't
and
be going
read
around.
It. Yes, and read it, and apply it.
Really, do the work.
Yeah.
Do the work. And let me tell you right now, if you have no construction knowledge whatsoever, if you're, a little girl with a blonde ponytail that has been, looking at a Pinterest board, you are not needing to flip a house. You need to have some experience. You need to be like, all right, I've dealt with plumbers, or I've dealt with electricians. Have some kind of background before you go into this. And you need to have a backbone, because when you talk to contractors, I hate to say it, but they are not the easiest person to talk to. So you need to have that backbone and be like, no, you said you were going to do this by this date. I expect to get what I pay for.
Have it all in writing.
Everything in writing.
Have it all in writing. Keep your notebooks. Keep
and don't
every
be
piece
scared
of paper.
to enforce.
Yes.
You know, if it's in writing, if there's a date in writing, you enforce it. And you make sure they understand that that is what you want, you know.
Can you tell we've done this before?
Well, I mean, I feel like even when we've done flips, everything almost always turns out to be some kind of renovation, because even when we sell just a regular house, there are repairs. Yep. And you are constantly going head to head with somebody, whether it's another agent or a buyer or something, to say, no, this is what needs to be done. And we're not going to settle for less. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's the way it has to be. It's a tough market.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But get a lot of aggression out. Oh, yeah. You feel proud of yourself at the end of the day. You know, you don't have to go home and punch a bag. You just use your words. Yep. Get it on out. And people respect you at the end of the day. So, but, you know, I would never say, oh, never do it. But be informed. Yeah. And don't watch HGTV for your information.
Yeah. HGTV is comedy.
It is. That's exactly comedy. What it is.
It is comedy.
It is comedy. So anyway, and if you are a producer with HGTV, you can find us at info@HomeyTalks.com. Love to speak to you and hoping to talk to you soon. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Until next time, hit us up on our social media, or again, info@HomeyTalks.com.